One of the most common questions people ask about colorblindness is, can a colorblind person drive, or how do colorblind people see the traffic light? To answer these questions, let's watch my interview with the young colorblind car racer, Makos. Hi Zach, I'm so happy that you joined me today. Please share about your story.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. So I am a race car driver, and I'm colorblind. So I'm red-green colorblind, which basically means I can't really differentiate between like the colors of red and green. So if you have like like a dark red or a dark green, and I just can't tell the difference between the two. They look like the same color. So that's really all my colorblindness really is. It's just differentiating shades. It's not like I can't see the color. But I also have trouble with like blues and purples and dark blacks. So they all look the same and like the same color. So
how old are you?
Oh, so I'm 16 and it's pretty fun being a 16-year-old and having to drive cars.
Of course.
Yeah.
So can you share how this process started, how old you were?
Oh yeah, of course. So I've been into cars like my whole life. Yeah. So it all started with like me wanting to like go fast, and I've always been like a competitive person. So I'm like, racing is like the best of the world, like the best of the two. So it's like you get to go fast and you get to compete as well. So it's great. And then so after like being into cars until like probably like 10, I went to a car show and I spoke to a driver, and he said, "Hey, if you want to get into racing, you got to go-karting. You got to go karting first." And I'm like, "All right, we'll do that." So that's how I really got into it. And yeah.
That's great. So how colorblindness affect driving?
Well, it's not really driving per se. I mean, so we have a radio, which basically I can communicate with my team. So if there's a flag that maybe looks similar, like let's say the green and yellow flag. So green is like the go flag. So like if you start a race, they'll wave the green flag for you to like start the race and start racing. But a yellow flag is basically like a caution flag. So they're usually very different like hues. So I can tell them apart a lot of the times. But if there's a problem, I can always go to my team for help. But really the flags are the main part that is trouble for me, but everything else is really it's just normal. I'm just driving.
So you didn't keep it secret, right?
No, I did not. Okay. So I love telling people I'm colorblind. It's pretty cool because like I can provide a different perspective on the world, because people are so curious. They're like, "Oh, that's like so cool," and they're like, "What color is this?" And I mean, it gets a bit old hearing what color is this over and over again. But other than that, I think it's pretty cool to just have a different perspective on the world.
No, that is amazing, really, because most of the people keep it secret because they don't want to hear this questioning, what color is it, what color is that, but after a while I think we understand that they are just curious and they want to see the world from our eyes, and it's very cool that we keep calm and explain to them and let them know what's going on.
Yeah. Well, once I get through that, like, what color is this, and I have to like explain to like, hey, like I can't like not see these colors. It's just they look similar to other colors. So after that stage, it's really like, okay, and we just go on about our days, but it's pretty cool to provide that perspective to people.
Yes, exactly. So, is there any advantages as being colorblind race driver? Because one of the advantages could be seeing patterns better. So, is it useful in what you do, or?
Yeah, I mean, I guess you could say it's very useful because I have to focus on some things a little bit more than people, like people that are not colorblind have to. So it's just like I have that hyper focus that it's just built into my brain. So it's like I can pick out pattern recognition much better than I would say a normal person. It's just like I'm used to that. So I mean, I can really apply that pattern recognition to like anything, which is pretty cool because I can I like to analyze drivers when I'm trying to pass them. So I analyze them for a few laps and I analyze their mistakes and I'm like, oh, there's a mistake, I can get on top of him on that corner. So I mean, I guess you could say it's a huge advantage.
Yeah, very cool. So let's a little bit talk about traffic lights.
Oh, traffic lights. I don't know. They're green and yellow. They look the same, but it's just like I've always been it's how I've always seen it. So it's just like, well, it looks normal to me. So I get around it pretty well. It's just I just there's some traffic lights where I can't really distinguish them, but there's some that like maybe have like a bulb problem. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's definitely. But I just judge it off of the like where it is on the light. So
I think most of us just memorize the stuff, color of the things. Okay, red on the top, green on the bottom. That's it, simple, easy peasy. So it's not some challenge or something that make driving a little bit difficult or challenging. So do you have any advice for other colorblind people that they would like to be a race car driver?
Oh my God, totally. Yeah, do it. You will not it is not as bad. You're not gonna have many problems. I mean, you might have some problems in the data analytics part of it because when I get off the track, I analyze data, and so there's all these different graphs telling you like where you brake, where you accelerate on the track, and we hyper focus and analyze those graphs to like get an advantage. And I'm like, hey, I'm braking too early right here. I gotta brake later. So and you overlay your data with other people's data, so you can have different color graphs. But other than that, like it's you can absolutely like do it. There's nothing stopping you.
Yeah, totally. I believe that color blindness is not something that stops us from reaching to our dreams. There are some restrictions, especially for military or being a pilot in some countries, but totally it should not be an excuse for us.
Not hindrance. No. Just do it. Yes.
Yeah. I saw your Facebook and Instagram account that you try to increase awareness. So do you want to share more about it and how people can reach you?
Of course, yeah. So on Facebook and Instagram, it's remixed_retina. And all I do, so I advocate for colorblind people, and all I do is provide my perspective on the world. And it's pretty cool because I've gotten a lot of messages saying like, hey, I love that I can see what you see on like a daily basis. And it's pretty cool for me to like have those messages. I'm like, oh, okay, I provided someone with a little bit more perspective on, what that's all that really matters. It's like, it's more of like daily challenges. It's like, let's say I had a tryout when I was like young, and the jerseys were different, and it was literally, I think it was green and like brown or something, or some absurd color that I could not tell the difference. I think it was like green and red, and I could not tell the difference between the two. So it's like I can provide that perspective for people, and it's I hope to like a little bit change the way how they think. And it's like, oh, maybe people can't really see this that well. So
yeah. I think most of my challenges was at the school because I'm a little bit older. I'm older. Even in those days, we didn't have access to the internet, so nobody exactly knew about color blindness. And I made a video about that. You can watch it later. So it was disaster. I was labeled as a student with learning difficulties. They suggested my parents send me to a therapist. So it was kind of funny and sad in the same time. But it was a path that led me to creating these online courses, starting interviewing with the successful and amazing colorblind people all around the world, and make some community. So it seems it must happen that today I reached to this point. So do you have any funny story or some moment that you want to share?
Funny stories. I have this one. So like a lot of my stories are just like me being little and like and having like to explain to people that I'm colorblind and I can't see what you see, but I have like I can communicate it to people now. It's like, oh, I can't see this. I'm colorblind. I can communicate that. But now when I was like 5, I'm like, I can't see this. Like I can't take art classes. I sucked at art classes as like a kindergartner and first grader. I'm like, I can't do this because I couldn't communicate it to anyone. So it was like now I can do it no problem, but it was just hard for me to do that when I was young. So I sucked at art class when I was like in first and second grade.
Yeah, just for all the colorblind artists and designer, I should mention here that art is not just color. So
there you go.
Yeah, that's cool. So last but not least, I want to know, because you passed my course, you took my course, you finished it in very short amount of time. I just want to know your honest opinion about how much this course is helpful. Is it good things to invest some time to take it, or is there anything that you want to add?
I absolutely love the course. I really liked it because it explained even like color psychology in terms of like brands and stuff, which was really cool. Like, because if you're like a business person and you're trying to start your own business, it's like certain colors provoke certain emotions and trust or like trendiness, and that was pretty cool just to see and like to say, hey, like maybe like you can design a logo off of these, and then not to mention that you taught how to like match clothes. That's like I do that like every day, and I'm like, oh, these don't match. So that was really cool to see like how I could do that as a colorblind person, and just using colors like to design a room like more creatively than just like black and white and colors I can see, you know. And so it was actually a really cool course. I really liked it, and it actually helped. So you have helped a colorblind person.
Thanks so much. Because, one of the things that happen for colorblind people is we slowly start to ignoring colors, automatically. So when we are outside, we never thinking what color is that thing, we're just looking.
It's just like I have it in my head that grass is green. Stoplight on the top is red. So it's just like I'm not thinking about the color. It's just like it's just reactions. So you're totally dead on right there.
So another thing is being a bad dresser, Whenever we go shopping, I used to be like this by myself too, Used to go shopping and say, okay, this one, few gray, white, black, and blue, that's it, finish. But slowly, things changed.
I never even thought of that.
Yeah, I hope it helps us to look better because it's impact the relationship, even in workplace, it's important how you look, constantly wearing black and white, it's good. I don't have any problem with that, but constantly wearing black and white or gray make other people feel bored, Show some taste and really, when I try to set my outfits, or even when I buy some gift for someone and I say, okay, this is, for example, pink color for you. I think you can match it with that red one. And while they know I'm colorblind, they're surprised. They really give you a big hug, Yeah, so totally, there are a lot of advantages that we can take. So, is there anything at the end do you want to share with our viewers?
I just want to say that you can do a lot of things and just speak up about it, really, because it's once you get comfortable like explaining to people like how to explain to people that you're colorblind and this is what I see. It's pretty cool to see some like to hear people. They're actually really surprised. They're just curious. So it's just don't hesitate to further explain your color blindness, even if you don't really know how to. I mean, people are just curious. So that's all I have to say.
Okay. Oh, the last question about your nickname. I forgot about that.
Oh, the shark. Yeah, that was my dad. Yeah, he gave me the nickname the shark. So because he watched, I think he watched me drive, and he said I stalk my prey or something. I don't know. it was just him being funny, and it's just evolved into the shark. So
Yeah, Makos, huh?
yeah. So we do the little play on words, Makos. So
And you know the sharks are totally colorblind as well.
yeah, they're technically colorblind. So that's
Fast and colorblind. Zach Makos, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much, Zach. I wish you a lot of victories, and especially thank you so much to encouraging a lot of people, a lot of young people that are colorblind and feel they are not very good at something, and we are together trying to reach them out and saying, no, we can do whatever we want.
Yes. Yep. Of course. Thank you so much for having me.
I think now you clearly understand how colorblind people can handle driving and what the struggles they face with. Finally, don't forget to visit my website to learn more about my online courses for colorblind people.